Good evening, everyone. This is Pradeep, Ambassador of Change from GETI, Lucknow, the Global Education and Training Institute. We have many pre-service and in-service programs. And for more information on this, please go to 740-840-1000. Right now, you are on our disruptive education platform, provided to us by our mentor, Dr. Sunita Gandhi. And on this platform, we have met with and interacted with more than 1,450 educators from India and all over the world. And this evening, we have for you once again Dr. Komal Chandra Joshi. He is the principal of the Mount Literacy School in Kaimur in Bihar. His experience is of 22 years plus, and he has been a senior school principal for more than 6 years. He has an honorary doctorate of letters from the University of Central America, Bolivia. He's an IIMK alumnus, MTech and MPhil. He's a double LSc and a B.Ed. He has many life memberships and publications. He has more than 25 international and national publications, seminars attended, etc. Like from the G.P. Pant University in Pantnagar, the Doon University in Dehradun, and so on. He has many achievements. MIT Cambridge Challenger Solver and UNEP India Coordinator during Ganga Mashal Varanasi. He is the National Awardee of the Dr. S. Radhakrishnan Memorial National Teacher and Media Network Award 2020 by the Union Minister of State Social Justice and Empowerment. Then again, the Dr. S. Radhakrishnan Teachers Welfare Award in 2020. Principal of the Year 2018, Certificate of Appreciation 2020, being a volunteer of the Prakriti Podar Managing Trustee, Teacher Innovation Award 2019-2020, the Global Education and Training Institute, the Lucknow 14th Roundtable on Scaling Up for Dramatic Impact by Dr. Sunita Gandhi, founder GETI, Lucknow. So he will be speaking to us today on dealing with difficult people, conflict management. Over to you, sir. Thank you for being with us. Good evening.
Thank you, Pradeep sir. You have spoken a lot. I have nothing. I'm just putting my own contribution in the field of education. It's a proud privilege to get this platform, Getty. My humble thanks to Dr. Sunita Gandhi and entire Getty team, who's putting marvelous efforts to awakening our people in the field of education by different kind of the way. You're touching each and every segment in the field of education which empower education, which empower a student as well as the teachers and the leaders too. And I'm getting a very small chance and a very big platform. Hopefully, my this information and the knowledge will help you the people feel small and big organizations people at the same time. So today my topic is dealing with the difficult people. As we know everyone that every organization have a different kind of the people, and every organization who just make from bricks and all, and the people who are working out there, they're giving a live streaming that will inculcate the mankind values, even positive information, not for the employee as well as the entire society. And if we are working with such organizations where we are dealing with different kind of the people, everyone having a different culture, way of thinking, principles, and to get a particular aim, objective of the particular organization, so we have to deal with everyone by taking all the leadership skills 4.0. If I summarize my entire presentations, if I summarize my entire today's knowledge, then I just talk about the entire information in almost 10 to 11 basic points. We should start with our introductions, and we should think about almost a few questions we should deal with each and every one, the leaders as well as the employee working out there. And what would be the primary causes in which the confliction occurs? Next one, what kind of people we do have? How do we recognize those people? On that condition, how we will deal those people? What characteristics the people have whom you feel challenge? Those are the challenging people because you have to change your target by taking your team members, other they have different capabilities, skills, and traits. If we do have the difficult people, what would be the steps to stop these people? How to deal the peoples? What would be the collection combination of the words? How will you put up your plans of the words that you can easily create a healthy and harmonic environment in your organizations? How to minimize those difficult interactions? And finally, what do's and don't with those people whom you consider they are the difficult people. Now, if you talk about the very first step, if you're going to deal with the people, it means those you're feeling quite difficulty, then you should have the few questions. You should have a capability that do you know the difficult people? How you recognize he or she the difficult people or not? If you're having a number of employee under your supervision, how many difficult people you do have? And finally, may or may not be, or you could be a kind of a difficult person. Suppose a people working under your supervision might be they are the good people, but if your behavior is not so fantastic up to the mark, so your subordinate may consider you as a difficult people. So you should analyze your culture, your working, your interaction with your colleagues, that they should not consider the boss is the kind of difficult person. Now, how could we define what is the confliction in communication? So, if you talk about the conflicts in between the employee and other people, so we can say that that is a kind of a struggle. Struggle means the clash of interest. You're having a different interest, your subordinate, your boss could have a different interest, your opinion may vary, and the principles that you are making yourself and the principles for other people, they could not come on a they could not come on a they could not synchronize on a common platform. Principle may be different, but taking off all these three basic points, class of interest, opinion, and different principles, you should come up with a common platform that you can neutralize or dilute all those conflicts at one go. And so, what are the causes of those conflicts? It means how the confliction occurs in a system. Okay, so that could be one task interdependency. And task interdependency means when accomplishment of your goal require reliance on other. It means if both of the work having, if you're having two different department, both are having the different works. So if both of the department are depend upon each other on a few of the points, so you should come up and dilute those points and work in a synchronized manner, because both of the department are interdependent. In the same way, if you talk about the employee, if you are if you're having one goal and to different kind of people working on the same team as a team members, so you should work as a bridge in between these two people as interdependencies. Second one, if we talk about the status inconsistencies, if we're going to define status consistency, it means we're talking about uh, we are having two different kind of the culture in organization, managerial and non-managerials. If we talk about the manager in many organizations have the prerogative to take personal time off during work days, and they complete the work of the time only. But if you talk about the non-managers, they are not getting a time to complete the work. So the inconsistency comes at the same platform, and rules are varying to both of the persons. So we should create such kind of rules that everyone get freedom, feel free to complete the work. Either we are having inconsistent environment. If we talk about the third one, jurisdictional ambiguities, we can take an example. If you take about a case study of recruitment, so recruitment generally happen by two different segments: personal department and HR department. Although both of the works are almost same, but the joining conditions are different one. A personal department where the people have to work under a boss, they're having their own criteria, own goal, and HR department, those who are going to recruit the people for the organization and forwarding that candidate to that personal department. So there a condition would come that ambiguities will occur. So we should neutralize the ambiguities and we should assign clear, clear and transparent policies both of the department. That there should not be clashing of these both departments. Everyone knows their responsibilities and their work. Fourth one, if you talk about the communication problems. So what can I say? Suffice it to say that various communication problems or ambiguities in the communication process can facilitate conflict. It means if if we are going to perform any kind of a job, so any problem should not come up that people will not understand that there should be any confusion or delivering of the any kind of the work on a statement. People should have clear cut idea about the duties that is already assigned each and every one. And if any doubts, any confusion occurs, you should directly contact to that concerned department, concerned employee, your team members, and resolve that problem at the same time. Fifth one, dependence on the common resource pool. Whenever several departments compete to each others, if we are having a limited resources, and because of limited resources, everyone want to having their own requirements. So everyone try to fetch the same kind of information from that resource only, that pool only. So when resources are limited, then a zero sum game exists in which someone wins, invariably someone loses. So we should create such kind of environment. We should provide that much of resources to each and everyone that that conditions should not come up, and people feel free to complete the job. This should not be condition of struggle. This should not be condition of the confliction. This should be condition of the clashing to fetch as soon as possible before ending to that resource pool. Next one, lack of the common performance and standards. We know very well if you're having different kind of the people, those are working under our leaderships. Every team members having every team members having a different kind of the performance. So that performance vary person to person. If I talk about A two department, suppose two department means we talk about a marketing department and as well as the production department. So marketing department need a spontaneous results, while the production department don't need any spontaneous results. But work are equally common for both of the persons. So we should create a performance standard different from each and every one, that we cannot compare, we cannot analyze them on a common standard. The performance standard should be varied. If I talk about two different department in education system, suppose we're talking about the recruitment department, if we're talking about the academic performance, then academic performance having a different criteria, while the recruitment department having a different criteria. We should line up all the scales, we should line up all the points, that we can count their performance on their own standards only. We cannot compare a common standard for both of the department. And if you talk about the cause of confliction, then finally the last cause of confliction, that is individual differences. We know very well the people working under one guidance, everyone having the own skill, traits, ability. We should work, we should give the work on that their skills only. If you're not giving the work as per their skills, automatically the cause of confliction occurs. If you want to get the 100% results from the team members, so the leadership should have the quality of the leadership skill 4.0, which kind of the work has to be assigned, which kind of the employee. But the engagement of employees should be done each and everyone on a certain time of periods. Otherwise, we're not able to get our desired output. Now, if we talk about what kind of a different conflict mindset the people we do have in our surroundings. So we just categorize the people in three different categories: hazard, obstacles, and the opportunities. If the conflict is hazard, then anyhow that should be removed completely. Otherwise, it will create a problems, and a kind of the stress environment occurs in our organizations. Second one, if we take the second category of confliction, if that is an obstacle, so we should work, and that should be conquered and quickly and firmly removed from the label and easily solved. Third one, if the conflict is an opportunity, so we should talk the entire team members and discuss the common issues, that the points, ideas, each every member should be involved, that everyone get benefited for that point of the conditions. Now, if we to have these three conditions, hazard, obstacles, and opportunities, so what we have to do to get the solution of that conditions and conflictions? If we are having a condition, if the conflict that is hazard, then action should be escaped. Escape means we shouldn't enter on that condition, we should try to avoid, or rather to resolve it. Otherwise, you'll not get a solution of that condition. If confliction is kind of an obstacle, then our attitude entirely different one. We should come on the attacking mode. Attacking mode means you should deal the problems personally without taking care of your personal re- relations. Because if you're taking care of your relations, that sentimental values comes and you will not get a solution of that obstacle. Again, you will if you're taking care of your relations, again you will come to the hazard positions. Finally, hazard position says we should avoid that conditions. And third one, if you talk about opportunity, then we should resolve it. Resolve means we should talk about the team members, take a short meeting, take their ideas, and come to the mutual agreeable solutions. If everyone participating in their own mutual agreeable solutions, it means everyone having their own contributions. It means if everyone having their own contributions, it means they are want to participate as a solution member of that opportunity that conflict occurs and that conditions. Then by this way we can easily get the solution of that confliction. Now, what will we do if that conditions comes? Attacking mode, opportunity mode, hazard, we should remove it, we should eliminate it, we should avoid them. In this condition, easily we can deal by this kind of the attitude, like we have to encounter them. If conflict occurs, we should have attitude to encounter them. Second, if any problems, any disputes, any clashes in principles, any clashes in uh, interest, then we cannot avoid each and every one. We should deal them. We should not try to fix all the conflicts. If you're going to deal all the conflicts, you should not feel that people will love you, people will like you, your decisions. Because decision may vary, interest may vary. And if you're getting a solution of the conflicts, if you are standing as a uh, judge in between the confliction, taking decisions, then you should not expect the people want your help. Sometimes you stand alone and you're getting solution with your own labels only. Now, what are the characteristics that difficult people have? First one, the people will have the predictable and abrasive style of behavior. The difficult people always predict what is going to happen in the future. Either it is going to happen or not. Prediction always creates the problems. In the predictions, they sometimes take a wrong decisions and blame directly go to the leader of that organization. Grandiosity. If we are having a difficult people, so grandiosity says that one person's feeling better than other. They're having that is called, that we can say that's kind of the egoism. I'm the better one, I'm better than the others. That mentality should not come up in your team members. Callousness. If you're working in a challenging culture, then people will have people, what the culture people they are having these days, they are having a lacking of empathy. They are not concerning others. They are thinking about their own self only, their own betterment, their well-wisher betterment. They are not having a broad-minded mentality that they work upon the vision of the organizations. They're thinking their own betterment, own earning, own health, own wealth only. They're not looking about and caring about the organization health, wealth, and everything and the friendly conditions. Next one, avoidance. A difficult people always avoid the blame. They always avoid the responsibilities. We should engage them as they want in their own interest of responsibilities. We can sometimes we can force them, but as a team member, as a subordinate members. But if you're thinking they're having their own skills, we should assign them their own interest areas in your organizations. And manipulations. Difficult people always exploit others or benefit of oneself. They do not care the sentiments, they do not care anything else about other one, what other people want. That is against of the Warren's theory and that is against of the leadership skills currently with the people are following in the organizations. So we should find out these people from their own culture, predictable, grandiosity, collousness, avoidance, and the manipulation. Now, how to stop the difficult people? That is one of the most critical stuff, and people should have this kind of a quality. The leader should stand up. I am here to take the any kind of work very seriously. You cannot avoid the problem. You cannot run away from that challenging platform or challenging task. You should always stand with your team members that I am here to take each everything very seriously. Next one, you should stop being so nice to everyone as the condition as the behavior. By the making of the nice, by the showing of the nice, everyone you cannot get your goals and specific in time of trouble. Next one, if you feel your subordinate having some kind of a problem, so you should come on the action that you can put a blame wherever it belongs. You cannot ignore each everything. You should have a you should have a quality to put the blame on your subordinate. Next, we should talk straight. If we talk straight to our team members, it has almost three categories, three labels. You should use almost your body language 50%, more than 50%. Your tone, how you behaving in front of your team members, your colleagues, that should be tone vary from 35 to 40%. And what kind of words are you using to dilute that problem to dealing the difficult people? That should be 5 to 10% of your words. But the combination of body language, tone, and words, you can easily get the solution or stop the difficult people. You should have quality to listen each and every very carefully. If they do not matter how much time they're taking to clear their ideas, you should listen very calmly, very patient. You should have very patient. You should have patience. You should listen very calmly these people, and by taking all these five steps, you'll easily move towards to the your problem solving stages. Now, what kind of the people we do have in the organizations? Almost we are having six category of the people we can easily identify in any organizations. You should recognize them. First, the know it all. The people they know everything else in the organizations, and they get defensive. They get defensive when they are in trouble. Second category of the people, the passive. The passive people never offer any ideas, and they'll not give you any kind of solution. They simple wait and watch and wait for the other reactions, and they don't have any kind of a stand. Third category of the difficult people, the dictators. The dictators always show they are the great, they having the grandiosity, none other equivalent of their label in the organizations, and they they are the people are always demanding this kind of things we need, this facility you're not providing, this kind of cultures we should have in organizations, and we should do if this thing will get better results. They're not a part of the solution. They're a part of the problem because they're always demanding from their authorities. Fourth category people, the yes people. The people always say yes. They never say no. If you do have the difficult people like yes people, it means you cannot trust them. They not give anything else. They cannot deliver anything if you are in trouble. They say yes, but they not come in the part of the solution, they're not part of the team, they're not part of any kind of a procedure working in the organizations. Fifth category people, no people. People always say no. They never they don't want to do any kind of problem in the system. They always say no, and these people considered as the worst people in the organization because they never agree of any kind of the procedure, any kind of activity in the system. And finally, the grippers. The grippers always get the grippers always having the problem of any kind of the solution. The grippers are the mixture of almost the first three category of the people. They somehow they have it, they do have the dictatorship quality. Somehow they do have the quality of the know it all. Somehow they do have the quality of yes people. Then they never offer any ideas. If organization providing any kind of the solutions, they get the they find out the problem on those solutions. So these are six category people, difficult people. Every organization we can find out easily. Now, how your words you are communicating with the people that you can get a solution of your problem and you can neutralize the difficult conditions in the conflict conditions. Yes, selection of the words in such a way that you want to stop that the condition of clashing. You want to get your behavior in such a way that you want to get the solution of the problem and you want to close this chapter as soon as possible. If you're dealing with difficult people, you never having arguing anybody else. You should not argue. You should offer the ideas. Like if you're using the word you always, you never, every time, it means you're pointing the culture of that particular employee. It means you're blaming, it means you're taunting that particular employee. So if you are blaming that employee, he or she will not follow your order. So please do not use such kind of words if you're going to deal with the difficult people. All whereas you can offer your ideas, I feel, I suggest, as a result, you may offer your ideas on behalf of their ideas, but because they should feel the idea you are considering and you are adding your ideas on the ideas, so that could be neutralized that condition of conflicts. And by offering your suggestions, you can easily get the solution of that problem. Now, how to minimize the difficult interactions? If you are standing out there and if you are uh, uh, showing the behavior as a boss, so people will not listen you. You should come in the role of leader and to dilute that issue, to deal with the difficult people, you should have clear cut ideas what you are going to do, what is your purpose, in what certain of time you are going to neutralize that condition of disputes. You set the positive approach until unless you're not getting a solution, until unless you do not feel that conditions are in your hand, you should keep the patience. And before all these four points, you should know where the problem occurs. You should identify the problem. You should know your limit. And you should know your limit that you are not responsible to get the solution of each and every problem. If you are thinking that you are able to get the solution of each and every problem, then you himself comes in the category of the difficult people. If, as usual, whatever culture you do have, if you feel something you have done and you are not getting a expected output of your working, of your efforts, so you should not blame yourself. But this is not a one man show. Every work, every output comes on behalf of team efforts, and you should identify that problem. You should not involve yourself in a deeper manner that every person's problem will be your problem. You should not take as a personal each every problem. And the most important skill, your active listening skill. If you're not listening, you not get the solution. If you're talking about the active listening skills, you should have clarifications. You should have a questions. How you'll get the solutions, how you'll deal the people. Paraphrasing. You should refresh the content. If you're feeling the content it was not fine, so you should refresh that content and again you should ask the questions, whatever plan you have made it, was that plan getting a result or not? And summarizations. You should listen the entire theme and the main point that you are getting that results from your active listening skills, purpose, timelines or not. Again, you should come the condition of clarification. That was from point of time you started your work, is that point of time you were having a question, are you getting an answer or not? Now, what you do or don't do, put up with it. If you feel if you feel that awkward conditions comes in your team members, so you should come and talk to the people, and you should not deal yourself fully, and you have to be take the assistance of your boss. The message should pass on your boss simultaneously. You entirely do not involve yourself for that problem. Do what you will do. Speak to them directly. If you feel among six categories of people, one category of people having a problem, beside to talk in a team, you should call and in your office personally and listen very carefully and apply all the how to minimize the difficult interactions. Don't be vague languages. Your plan of words, your communication should be very up to the mark, very empathetic, sympathetic, and that people should feel you uh, you are very serious to get the solution of that problem. Do what you will do. You should give a time for that people that change, because spontaneously you'll not get a solution. Good things takes time. What you'll not do, you should not lose your cool. You shouldn't lose your patience. Sometimes problems for a 1 or 2 minutes. Sometimes problem takes time, 1 or 2 months. So you should have a very good patience that you continuously involve on that problem. But entire until you not get a solution, you should not lose your patience and you should be very cool. And finally, what you do, you your policies, your communications should be very clear each and every one. That should people will not have any doubt. If the people are any kind of confusion, there will be communication gap. It means sooner or later the conflicts comes and the people will behave like a difficult people. If you're going to summarize the entire system of difficult people of organizations, so if the conditions are normal today, may or may not be the condition will be normal tomorrow, because a long working on any particular day, every person work like a difficult person. Even a very normal people could be difficult sometimes. So you should analyze your behavior along with the team members as per your culture, as per your behavior. You should decide which field you want to opt, which battle you want to opt, It that battle will fruitful or will give you any kind of losses. Entire the process, you should very cool, calm. If you're uncomfortable at any point of a time, pause yourself, understand the response of the people, response the nature of the people, that how the confliction occurs. And one of the most important skills, as I discussed earlier, you should improve your listening skills. Please give respect of your team members. Either they're coming in any one category of six categories. You should respect them. And coolly, calmly, you should listen the ideas, the viewpoints of your team members, your boss, your subordinates. And after having all the things, please move on to the your final output, your final decisions. So this is my entire summary. Thank you, everyone. Hopefully, this information will help you to deal the how to deal the difficult people in organizations. And every organizations, people are facing these six categories of difficult people at one time.
Thank you, sir, for
Thank you,
that
sir.
very interesting talk on dealing with difficult people, conflict management. Yeah, it's always not easy to deal with difficult people, and your point by point program on this, I'm sure, will be of great use to a lot of people, a lot of administrators. So before we leave, I request you to watch our detox from our disruptive literacy movement by Global Dream, which is an initiative by Dr. Sunita Gandhi since 2014. This is to ensure everyone's participation by a people's movement in helping India achieve foundational literacy and numeracy. Uh, each one teach one. Those of us who can teach more should be doing so to ensure that this gap is bridged between the haves and the have-nots. And we have several talks on this every day. So for more information, please go to 740-840-1000. So thank you, sir. Good evening.
Thank you,
And
sir.
thank you, everybody else. Goodbye and see you again tomorrow.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Bye. Thanks, everyone. Get a team.